basically the point I was trying to say was after all that was so you'd talk to people, and actually what you realise is some of these people just come into the pharmacy because they're lonely. They're just lonely. Like, so a guy came in today because I still work Saturdays, and I'm actually going to continue working Saturdays. And he just came in and was like, oh, I want to order this. And I'm like, yeah, cool. You could have either rang us, called us, could have done next week, whatever. I was like, oh, and just chatted so much at the back of it. And what you realise, some of these, and that particular person, I talk to him all the time, and he's had a great life. Like, he's been to like Japan, for example. He's travelled the whole, he's about 85, I think he is. And he used to work in, I can't remember what he used to work in actually. He has a really good job. And and then he talks about his life, and you're just like, shit. He's like, I remember when I was like 30 XY and I went to Japan for the first time, and I didn't like the food. And he's like, I went to my hotel and I just had eggs. And it's really straight. Like, you're like, oh my god, why would you do that? Like, you could go to Japan and eat the best food, but then you're talking to somebody that's now 80 and went 20 years, 30 years ago. It's so different in what they thought going to Japan was about. And now he was like, no, I'd go back now. And he knows about food now, and he's like, oh, I'll probably be a little bit different now. But he's also 85, he's probably not gonna go. And then either day he was like, oh, I want to go back to like Australia. I spent a lot of my life there. And I was like, oh, it's almost heartbreaking, because I've spent the last 5 months talking to people that come to the end of their lives after living such a great life. A lot of these people have had great lives, have done so much, and they're on their last sort of 5 to 10 years. And I've also come from the city. I've come from like fashion city, like absolutely nothing to do with my life. And then COVID happened, and I just got thrown into this sort of life, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is what my life now. And then actually it's a part of me feels like actually there's a sense of like, actually you need to give back to the community that you live in. I've now moved into a community that has like lots of, old age pensioners, people like, on their last 10, 15, 20 years of their lives. If not, people now live longer anyway. So people that thought they were on the end of their lives are going longer, but then they're experiencing their partners going through death, and you're just like, so there's quite a few people in the pharmacy like their partners have died, and you're just like, shit, like, you've been married to somebody for 60, 50 years, and then they go suddenly. How do you deal with that? How do you then help someone else deal with that? And they come to you because they're just it's just community. They actually, it's really weird, like, and in London, you don't get that, because in London, you're just very like, I don't know you, I don't talk to you, and you walk away, you're like, I don't know you, don't chat to me. But actually, when you come out into countryside, and when you come out to outside London, you realise people need you, and actually the simplest conversations can mean so much to somebody else. But in London, we just don't do that. And it really annoys me that we don't do that in London. We don't talk to anybody, we don't even talk to somebody that was on the tube. If we saw someone crying, most likely we'd oh God, she's crying, which is alright. We think she hopes she's alright, but we don't actually.
Yes. Sometimes
most people don't.
To play the other side as well, like I would say.
Just like more.
We just
all get on our own lives.
Sometimes we're afraid of the other person's reaction. At least I am, in terms of like, oh, why are you talking to me? Leave me alone. Well, it doesn't mean I shouldn't. It doesn't mean I shouldn't still ask.
Exactly. Or how many times if we saw someone crying, do we actually ask? Maybe once about, are you okay? But we don't. I don't know. I just feel London isn't like that. And I think when you come out of London, it's very different. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm not gonna quit my Saturday job. Like, I feel
I was actually thinking.
Yeah, I'm not actually gonna. I plan to continue working there on Saturdays because that's the only day I can do. But I've built relationships.
You didn't do it. You made me sound like you made me sound like these past few months you've been not lost, but you've wasted time.
I feel like it's wasted.
It's complete opposite. No, going by what you just said in terms of.
I feel like it's wasted because it's not been in what I was supposed. It was not where my career was supposed to take me. But then I've done like personal things.
Okay, so you're You're basing the wastage on.
What? Not wastage. I don't like. Wastage is a bit of a horrible word, isn't it, when you say it?
Okay. You're basing the value lost on.
Oh God! Right, here we're talking lost value.
You're basing that on the gains in career, because that's what you're still prioritizing.
Yes, because I am at the age where I still value my career as the main focus of my life. But actually, you know what? You may have already said there's other gains. I've gained lots of other things in my personal life, and to extent where I will continue. There's people in that pharmacy that know me now. They know me on a personal level, and I see them at the local Sainsbury's when I go shopping. They all say hello, and it's nice and it's chit chatty, and I feel like although it's very small to me, it's big for them because they've spoken to somebody all day.
Yeah.
They go home and then don't talk to anybody all day because they're their own. It's not like our lives. We come home, we have we chat our friends, we're online, we watch stuff. We are very much interactive and social. And then you go for a walk and you see that's their house, and you just see it's really weird. You see a light on, but you just see them in it's weird. I've seen stuff like that, and you're just like.
On your armchair.
Yeah, an armchair, the nets, and you're like, this is very strange. You're still living in 1970s, but it's 2020 now. But you don't know some of those things that you can do. They probably don't have apps or phones, and it's weird. You see, I have such a different perspective on how life is after a certain age, which I did not have in London. And I actually want to start doing more things in the evening. So actually, what I'm going to try to do is try to do 9 till 4. 4:30, still do my full hour days.
Yeah.
That's a full day for me still, and then do 5 till 7.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Which is why I want to be able to do learn to do the most in the hours available in the day.
I'm glad hearing how you spend your time. It's for me
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think anything of it. It's just me though. I'm a chit chatter. Get me going. I want to talk to people all day long. It's my thing.
Yeah.
But
it might be small.
To me, it doesn't feel like anything.
It might be small to you.
Yeah,
but
it's nothing to me.
Yeah, it's still it doesn't mean it's
me chit chatting to a 70-year-old is not.
Okay.
It's not really
for them,
anything
right?
I see as.
For them, it's they're being listened to. It's a conversation. It's a point of contact. You've made someone smile for the day.
I'm. It's funny. Some 8-year-old came in one and was like, "Can I have your number?" And I was like, I was like, no. And then the pharmacist said, my partner's sister was because she owns it. She was like, he's 80, babe. You could have at least made him feel nice about his day. Oh yeah, honey, just said something witty, jokey.
Yeah.
But you were just no. And she was like, look, yeah. She could have just said something funny and just made his day. Old people like to get try to get. They like to think they still have their their charisma, their charm from the swag back in the day. And here's me, they tried to me, and I was like, oh God, no. And she was like, you were so harsh to him. He was an old man in his 90s, and he was just trying it and having a good day, and he literally just talked, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know how the sun was. So since then, I don't do that anymore. If people ask my number, if they're over plus 90, well, if they're any other age, I give them a good witty little remark. Okay, good. I remind them of their age and how young I am. But that actually has happened a few times as well. I was like, oh, bless you. It is actually quite funny.